Welcome back to Insight into Independence, brought to you by Independence Home Loans. Today, we're joined by Sarah Kubicki, one of our executive loan officers. Well, welcome to Insight, Sarah. Thank you for being here. Mm-hmm. How's your day been going so far?
Good.
Sweet. So I want to start at the beginning. Mm-hmm. How did you get started in the loan industry?
It's an interesting story. I originally started in 2009 as a receptionist. I was fresh out of college. I had just finished my business degree, and I was kind of like deciding where I wanted to go. I know I wanted sales, and I had been working at Barnes & Noble, and I just like slinging bookseller memberships and stuff. And I was just like very excited about that. And the sales like gene was in me. And then I started my first company, and it was a bank, and they started interviewing for new salespeople. And this was just after the crash. So I was looking through these resumes, and I was like, some of them didn't have degrees. Some of them like didn't have really any sales experience. And at that point, I was like bossing some of the salespeople around because they weren't returning calls. And it was very much a cowboy type environment. Like people would yell at customers on the phone. It was just very like dog eats dog kind of world, shark and minnow. And I was like, I can do this. Like, I'll do this better than these guys can do it. And I marched into the bank president's office at the time. And I said, I know you've got this list of candidates here, but give me a shot. And this was before you had to take the SAFE exam. So I'm like, give me a shot, and I promise I'll be in your top 10 within 3 months. And I was top 10 the first month. So yeah, I was like booking, and it was a different environment. Like that's when the rates hit the lowest, and it was order taking. You didn't have to sell. You were picking up the phone, and it was literally like, oh, what's your rate? Okay, I got this. It was
so like by the book kind of.
It was order taking. Mm-hmm. It was order taking. And then I really learned more of the sales chops in the mortgage industry, probably about 2014, 15. That's when things started to shift before Brexit. That's where you learned like selling term reduction, selling cash out benefits, selling, debt consolidation. So it's kind of a phase into the career. And then that's when I took the SAFE exam and went through a couple of mergers with different companies, but very much a longevity person. And then obviously went into the bigger conglomerates and then landed here.
I love that. Yeah. Well, it all brought you here. That's what matters. So exactly. How's your experience been at IHL? Because I know you've been here from the beginning, correct?
Yeah.
Wow. How's that been?
November 2024? Yeah.
2023, I thought.
Yeah, 2023, you're right. November 2023. Yeah, it's been fantastic. I love being under Eric. I've met a lot of leaders in my career. He is the one that I find the most motivating. I like where the ship is headed. I always say that you need to be like a speedboat or a tanker in this industry in order to move with it. And I've seen him move in both directions. So I trust in the leadership, and I'm excited for where it's headed.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of kind of moving with the industry, how do you see yourself managing those ups and downs and those market shifts?
It's being fluid with the market, engaging your business in certain types of ways. So in this environment, it is relationship sales. We've heard it obviously over and over and over again, but they're buying you. They're not necessarily buying the product. So if you walk somebody through it and you're personable and you're educated and you try to develop a new conversation from what everybody else is hearing on the phone, they're going to buy you. And that's the number one in this industry right now. Whereas if you were back in like 2021, it's a little bit more order taking, a little bit more, okay, who's got the lowest rate kind of thing. That's not so much them buying you. Yes, they'll buy you to a certain extent, but they're buying your process and they're buying the price. In this industry, I always go by the 3 Ps. It's the person, the price, or the process. So if they're buying the person, which is this industry right now, they're going to be relationship sales. They're going to be like how you communicate with them. Like all my clients get my direct number. They know my response time. I always leave an away message. I always set up appointments. I treat them like they're a high dollar clientele, even if it's a $200,000 loan. So because I'm in it for the long game, because I want them to come back to me when that market hits 3.5%, 4%. And then I could be, hey, what's up? Let's sling you.
Right.
And then that's when I'm booking 3 to 5 deals a day.
Absolutely. So that's how you build trust with your clients. 100%. And not just that, but a relationship.
Yeah. So person, process, and then price. Yeah, that's the big one. So, and then it switches as you get into a different environment. So if the market drops, it's going to be how fast you can work through the system. So if you get a file understanding your DUs, your LPs, guidelines, sometimes the best producer isn't going to be the best salesman. Right. Sometimes it's the person who knows the guidelines, knows what they're doing, knows how to get a file through the system very quickly.
Got it. So it's a balance of not only being personable, but also educated.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you don't tell your client the wrong thing, or so you can answer their questions.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, how do you measure success outside of just numbers?
I measure it a lot in like work-life balance. Like that's a big one. Measuring success by my milestones. Like there's certain milestones I want to hit in my career, financially, family life. Like being able to have balance and freedom in my life is a big one. Like that's the thing that I think is going to lead towards long-term happiness. So, people define like what is happiness. Some people it's buying a boat. Some people it's, buying, vacation homes, or some people it's, being able to see their wife at home, taking care of the kids. Like it's whatever you measure that is. But for me, it's work-life balance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what does that look like for you? Like, what do you like to do outside of work?
I'm a gamer.
Okay.
So I play a lot of like, I get a lot of my like work rage out in like first person shooters.
Okay, wait, I love that. It's a healthy, kind of a healthy coping mechanism, not gonna lie.
100%.
What games do you like to play?
I'm really into Arc Raiders. So it's very toxic. It's very toxic, but it's awesome. I still play World of Warcraft. Been playing that since 2004. So I'm an OG. I also like RPGs like Red Dead Redemption and Cyberpunk. But I'm a longevity person. So similar to my career,
yes,
I play games for years. So
you need a good like storyline.
Yeah. But I'm also a completionist. So I have to do all the side quests. I have to figure out the story, like the backgrounds. I read all of like the logs and stuff. I'm such a nerd.
Oh, yeah. Hey, but you know what? Like you said, it's a good way for you to get your frustration out after work. There are worse things.
Oh yeah,
truly. I love it. I love
fantastic.
it. Perfect. Well, anything else you like to do outside of work to kind of unwind?
I go work out, play with my dogs. I like to travel. So I have 2 Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. So I do a lot with them. And then, travel a lot with friends. That's a big one for me. So especially this year, I've been doing a lot more traveling. So I'm enjoying that.
Well, hey, stay tuned. Our lips are sealed, but for our Champions Club location for next year. And hopefully we get you on that list too.
Yeah, I'm working towards it. Yeah. Definitely.
Any other professional goals for the rest of 2026?
Honestly, I'm trying to get to the top 10, top 5, and then eventually at number 1 spot. So, and that's the goal. That's a big one for this year. So I want to make the trip, want to be able to make some career milestone goals. So I've made some income goals. Like I hit almost $1 million in 2021.
Wow,
so I want to, and that was an easy market to do that, but like
still a great milestone though.
Yeah, I want to be able to reach my first $1 million. So I really want to be able to hit that. So
absolutely. Well, I hope we can have you back here maybe next year or sooner. When you reach that milestone, 100%. Not if, and just kind of talk about that process.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you wanted to share with us today?
Yeah, I would say the big one is, this market's difficult and it can be a challenge to really reset every day, but you got to think about it like a light switch. The biggest thing I see on the floor when I do come into the office, because sometimes I don't come in a lot, is you got to keep your energy up. Like at home, even though I'm not in the office, I am pumping music. I'm using Alexa and ChatGPT to keep me motivated. I have my Alexa programming to call me an idiot. Like I will.
Whatever it takes.
No, literally. Like it knows I have to hit 20 leads a day, and my Alexa is now AI. So I'll go and I'll be like, Alexa, I'm only at, 6 leads for the day. It'll be, take some more, you freaking idiot. Like it won't cuss at me yet, but you can game it. So you got to find your little ways to be able to reset the switch. If you get somebody on the phone that's like, hey, I hate you, don't talk to me, be like, hey man, what's wrong? Like, I just care.
Right.
Like make it's the best advice that Eric has given recently is make it awkward, mess yourself up on the phone. Worst thing they're going to do is hang up on you. Like, as long as you're being obviously appropriate, like make a fool out of yourself a little bit. Because I've done that.
You, though.
Yeah, it does. But people start laughing. And if through humor, you can get through like the most difficult things ever.
Absolutely.
So,
and kind of laugh at the bad days too, I feel
100%. Yeah.
Perfect.
Try to make somebody laugh on the phone. That's what I'm trying to do.
I love that. Well, I would love to hear that, honestly. Now it makes sense why everyone's cackling out there. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I hope we can have you on here soon and kind of discuss your future success. But thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you're ready to start your career with Independence Home Loans, email us at talentacquisition@independencehl.com. See you in the next one.